Hello there. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Yes. Welcome in, guys. Welcome back to Trade Skills. It's been a minute, I know. Apologies. Life. It happens. I'd like to be more consistent. I'd like to to go on the air every Monday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. But things don't work like that. But either way, guys, if you're just now tuning in, welcome. If you've never been here before, definitely welcome, and thank you for tuning in. This is Trade Skills. This is my Path to Polymath series. So instead of doing direct interviews of people who are like blacksmiths, glassblowers, woodworkers, I am going to be learning the skills myself. So currently I'm working on woodworking, whittling, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so I'm going from zero knowledge to somewhat proficient. And then once I get to a certain comfortable level of that, or maybe whenever the dopamine kicks, no longer kicks in, then I'll swap. I'll go to something new, whether that's making like stained glass or pottery or sculpting, simple jewelry making, like super simple glass blowing. Not quite positive, but, let me modify this a bit so you guys can actually see me over here. So yeah, I've gotten rid of one of my streaming platforms. So I am currently on the red platform, the purple platform, the blue platform, and the recent green platform. So we'll see how that goes. I am not sure, but we will see. I actually have to do something real quick. I have to step away from the screen, so hopefully you guys will forgive me. All right. Much better. So it was, we needed some music, you don't want to hear just my voice, and hopefully the music is not too loud. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. And yeah, I wanted to fix one of my chats so I can actually see you guys whenever you message. If you're on the green platform, this is my first stream on that platform. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. So like I said, this is Trade Skills. I usually try to find talented and passionate people. I interview them, drink beer with them. And yeah, that's basically the show. I'm in a new town where I don't know a lot of people. And honestly, I probably work too much to where, I probably, let me lower this down some. I probably work too much to be able to meet people right now. So what I'm doing is just kind of like working on my own skills instead of living vicariously through people and, appreciating the time and effort they put into honing their skills. I'm, kind of doing that myself. So the series is called Path to Polymath. And yeah, and I mentioned earlier, sorry, my ADHD is like wild to get off on tangents, but I got rid of a platform. I think we call it the clock platform. Either way, they're under new management and I don't really align with them. So yeah, I got rid of them. C'est la vie. I feel like these beer. So I'm going to crack open a beer. And yeah, I don't know if it's going to be any good, honestly, because most of these are pretty old. So this was canned May 18th, 2020. So this is a COVID beer. And I've probably had it that long. I've got a lot of beer in my cellar, and I'm pretty sure I've had this on my show, but yeah, I'm almost positive. Hooter Brown's a pretty popular and famous beer, so. But yeah, let me see if I can change one of these scenes. Hooter Brown. So you guys can actually see it. Anyways, yeah, so we're going to try it. It's been down here for almost 6 years. I did have a large cellar of beer. Jake and I, we were just kind of hoarding beer. We'd have some on the show, and then we'd save some for a special occasion, or if we had somebody on that maybe was from Oyster City or something relative. Anyways, it's made it a long stint. On the books today, as far as carving goes, I'm going to be just kind of, it's been a little while since I practiced, so I'm just going to be working on a couple techniques, practicing both being in front of you guys, which it's been a hot minute, and working with the blade, stropping, you know. So a bit of a backtrack, but that is okay. So we're going to go ahead and get this beer. Like I said, it is going on 6 years old, so we'll see how well this Hooter Brown holds up. I used to do 6 new beers every episode, and we did that for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, something ridiculous like that. And so we drank a lot of beers, tried out a lot of good stuff. But it's just me, and I don't want to just sit here and just like do a beer review show, you know, where it's just me drinking 6 beers. It actually smells really good still. So Oyster City Brewing Company, it is in Apalachicola. Oh, Apalachicola. I was reading that really weird because I'm dumb. It says keep on ice. It was not kept on ice. This was kept in a chill, probably 60-degree basement. 8.5%. It is a brown ale, which is my favorite style of beer. Browns, ambers, reds, Flemish reds, which those are a little bit different, but so this is Oyster City Brewing Company in Lakeland, Florida. Apalachicola. All right, let's try this bad boy. Yes, it's great. It's great. It lasted well. After 6 years, Oyster City, your beer is still popping. So I worked at a brewery right when they first opened up in South Georgia, a place called Albany. So any of you guys who are watching on the Blue platform probably already know. You're friends with me, you know, we're from the same place. I've got a lot of their beer unopened because, you know, I started when they first opened up. You know, when I started, they had just, you know, they had their brown, or no, they had their Walker Station Stout. That's the only beer they had made. And yeah, I've been with them for a pretty long time. I had a lot of loyalty. I was a fanboy, and anything they put out, I wanted it. That's this sign you see right behind me, Pretoria. That is their IPA Sholey, which they're very famous for. Hey, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. So today I'm kind of just working on some fundamentals, trying to go back to it. It's been a little while since I was live, so I felt like I have maybe got a bit rusty in both the show, so talking to you guys, being used to just rant in front of a camera, and also my abilities with the blade. So I don't think honestly I've been live this year, which is crazy, going from every Monday like clockwork for like 5 years straight, going down to this. But I've always loved this show, and I've always aimed to like not make money with this show, to try to just keep my enjoyment not tied to any kind of financial growth, or if that makes any sense. Let's see. Let's cut through some school debt. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I feel like I can do better. Okay, all right. I think that will suffice for now. That's usually, that blade right there is one of my heavy hitters. That's one of the ones I really use often. I'm going to use this one over here for a bit. Try not to shake the table too much since I have shit mounted to it. So yeah, my ultimate goal is to have people in these fields to interview. So that's on the docket. I just have some shit I have to work on first, which is this skill. I'm working on this skill, and hopefully I will be able to have somebody to interview that is proficient in this skill and local in this area. I know there is. I just haven't gone on to my local network to see if I can bring somebody on. We had some great interviews in the past, though. I will say that. Do I wish they were a little more on subject, or I had a little bit more experience to make them? Yeah, anyways, I'm not going to have to go. Oh, no, we're not going that. Screensaver popped up. I have this really like unconventional setup. I think since I have started the show in the Midwest, since I've been living here, I think I've probably gone through 3 monitors. And these are the monitors that I basically watch everything. This is how I monitor the show. This is how I keep an eye on content, comments. This is how I make sure I'm on the right camera, make sure my microphone's coming through, all of these things. This is the OBS, the software that I'm using. Yeah, I just kept having monitors go out on me, screens, and I just really couldn't get. In one of the rooms over there, I've probably got 4 monitors that have just completely like died on me. So this unconventional method I have going on is I've got this laptop from 2008. When I first went to college, I got a laptop because I thought I might need one for school, which I did. The only condition I needed for this laptop was that it had to be able to play Oblivion. And that kind of dates it a bit, you know, even if I didn't say 2008, if I said, hey, it's got to be able to play Oblivion, because at the time that was kind of like the Elder Scrolls to play, and I just really wanted to play it. I was a huge fan of Morrowind. And so that's what this is. And it got me by for a long time, but now it's at the level to where if you unplug it, it will die. I mean, it's 2008. It's almost, it's coming up on a 20-year-old laptop. It's still getting it, you know. I still like it. It was an HP that there's like a special edition that they had where everything looks brass. So the top of it, like the actual top of it is actual like brass, I think. It's metal. And then the inside is made to look brassy, or I think it's more copper than anything, but I really like fell in love with it, and it played Oblivion, so I was like, yes, let's go. But unconventional method is I have it plugged up, and it's basically this laptop is being used as a monitor, but it uses Windows 7, and I don't think it can be updated any higher. I might be wrong, but basically my main desktop and this laptop, they can't talk, you know. This is like a boomer laptop, and they couldn't talk. But there is hey, my babe's watching. There is a program I can get on this. It's kind of designed as like a motion activated webcam. So it basically will look for motion and record when it does that. But you don't have to use that feature. You can, instead of using your actual camera, it's like, what camera do you want to use? And I have an HDMI cable hooked up. Anyways, it's using it as a second monitor for my actual desktop through that program. It's like Yaw Cam, I think is the name of the app. But yeah, a bit unconventional. It took me a while to get it working. I'm hoping to actually get a legit monitor for it, but oh yeah, it's great. That I owe a lot of money to government, or that's actually school loans, but whatever. They ain't getting it from me. Okay, now that these blades are properly stropped, they're good to go. Now it's time for me to grab a piece of wood. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my gloves because, you know, safety first. These blades will take a finger off, or at the very least take a chunk out of you. So these are pretty easy gloves to get. They are, I know some professionals will say don't use these, maybe because you don't have the dexterity you need, but they've got Kevlar in them. They're designed to be cut proof. I think I got these at Walmart. You can probably buy them on Amazon, to be honest, but I like the grippies. Grippies here, Kevlar up here. So you get you some of these, and yeah, you'll learn your various cuts. So if you've never carved before, you've got your stop cut, you've got, you know, you've got a bunch of various cuts. So I am going to, let's see. I'm working on like right now I'm just kind of, I'm not gonna say digging around, but there's some various techniques that it took a little while to hone that I'm kind of going back to testing if they work okay, if I've gotten rusty at them. Not bad, but that's not the blade I think I want to use. Let's try this again. There we go. So I'm using my thumb to kind of guide it so I'm not just like rough pulling. It allows me to have a little more control. They call that a push cut. If you've noticed, I went a little deeper on this one than I did on the last one, and that was unintentional. That is just from a lack of practice. So it's one of those things that you really got to put in. You got to put in the reps. It wasn't too difficult to practice when my kid was like, I don't know, before he was walking. I'll just say that. But now that he's walking, he gets into everything. So me sitting somewhere and like carving, I mean, not having tension on him all the time, little man gets into everything. Like just today, he pulled coffee on me. Like I was sitting on the couch with a fresh cup of brewed coffee I had just made. I was excited for it. It's my first cup of the day. I've got it sitting on the side table next to the couch, and recently he's really been obsessed with like one side of the couch. He just goes over there, there's a window over there, and he just loves hanging out over there and getting into stuff. So he went over there. I didn't think anything of it, but he pushed something that ended up pushing the coffee table onto me, and yeah, coffee in my lap. So good times. Needless to say, trying to get in times to carve has been a bit of an arduous task. So I saw one of the other accounts I follow on Trade Skills, Instagram. I follow a couple different carving accounts, and they have these like sticks that they make, and they're like practice sticks. It's so they can work on various cuts or eyes or whatever it is that they're doing. Let's see, I think that probably could make that to a nose. So some of the previous things I carved. So this is a cowboy alien. I don't know if he's kind of just whitewashed out. I kind of just freehand carved him. Same with this frog. He didn't, I mean, he was like the second or third thing I carved, so he didn't really turn out too great. But he was practice. Very basic cut with this like cardinal. So he's like this, sitting on a post. There's a little tail coming off. Yeah. He looks okay. I was doing an alien over here too, and just free carving, just trying to use some of the skills, some of the things I'd learned already. And I mean, he turned out okay. There's an episode that I did a ball, I carved a ball, which gave me some really good practice to be able to carve this guy here. There's still some areas that I can probably clean up. But initially I wanted him to be like from the basic lower ribs up, but I kind of goofed it up. So I basically made him like 2 tiny little feet and like a belly, like a big old belly. And then I gave him these are supposed to be like booty cheeks, but it didn't, it didn't turn out exactly like I wanted. Hey, what's up? Hey, Rish. What is up? So yeah, so he was supposed to have some like voluptuous booty cheeks, but it didn't really turn out like it. But it's all practice, Some various other things, I carved a bear at one point. The light's kind of overexposing him a bit. Yeah. They got the classic like comfort bird. Let's see. It's supposed to be like a fox. So it kind of worked out. Anyways, slowly but surely, just kind of working on my skills. I'm still very, very early in this. It's still in its infancy, if that makes any sense. I don't claim to be decent at this yet. All in due time. Carve down here. And if you are watching and you are more experienced than me, I don't mind criticism. I'm not one of those guys. Like if you wanna criticize me or say I suck or give tips, I'm not gonna get my feelings hurt. sure is. It's like a mad face or something on this green platform. I know it's my first time going live on that one, so it's possible I have some weird setting on, or maybe I'm under the wrong streaming section. It's quite possible. So that's my nose. Yeah, and if you're on that green platform and you see some issue that I've done, you know, again, I don't mind criticism. Let me know. I mean, it's my first time streaming on there, so I'm sure I've goofed something up. Making sure that it doesn't like kick me out. Let's see. trying to get in here and like stay almost parallel with the wood. So I'm taking off just a small amount of material. But it gets tricky because if you can't add more material. So if you go too far, you mess up. Right now I'm building out a nose, or attempting to, more like it. But if I put too much pressure on, that nose will just pop right off. And this is mostly just for kind of like practice. It's just seeing what I can do, being rusty, kind of using some of these techniques I haven't used in a while. I wonder if I can get in and with a very small little, room. Yeah, it worked. Cool. Trying to create that little dip in the top part of the lip. This is where I'm at currently. I don't know if it's gonna be, if you're able to see it. Not well, to be honest. I wonder if I can use something to kind of like illuminate shadows. Not well. Oh well. C'est la vie. Just a little bit under the lip. And then round off the bottom of that chin. And they say a lot of times it's easier to carve a face from the side. So that's like the front. So it's basically going to be like the nose, the lips, part of the chin, but that's pretty much as far as I've gotten. So as you can see it a little bit better from the side. getting right up on it works. So we're getting there. So I did kind of a mess up over here earlier because I hadn't planned on doing a face yet. So normally the eyes would probably be somewhere around here. And I don't remember how to do eyes, to be honest. So I'm going to be winging it. So one of the things that I've kind of come across, sorry for all the silence, sometimes I just be thinking while I'm doing things, which is, you know, a bit counterproductive for a show where people are watching you to have just complete silence, but, you know. Anyways, one of the interesting things that I've found with carving, so I kind of would draw and paint before, you know. As a kid, I would say that I was pretty artistic and drawing, painting, sketches, you know, that was kind of my thing. But in those things, you're adding, you know. You're adding to paper, you're adding ink, you're adding lead, you know. What's up? But one of the interesting things about carving is that you're taking away, so you have to kind of see things a bit differently. So you're trying to look at negative space and see what you need to take away to get the image, versus drawing or painting, what do I need to add, you know? And you can always take away as well. You've got erasers and things like that. So we're slowly getting it. So the light is abrasive, man. So I'm slowly trying to get this face down. Am I great at it? No, but one side at a time. Trying to work the jawline. We'll get there. This is really just kind of a practice anyways. But I feel like going back to what I was saying earlier about with carving and like sculpting, not like sculpting as in like I'm adding more putty to make something, you know, to make a figurine or something, not that kind of sculpting, but like stone sculpting, stone carving, whatever. You know, you have to see the negative, see what you need to take away to give you the ultimate, you know, to the final product. It's a bit of a different thinking than I'm used to, but I feel like if I can really get that down and I can nail that, then when I do have to carve, you know, these skills will work both ways. You know, they're like multifaceted skills. They'll work. And learning how to carve, and then other skills that I want to try to learn how to use. All right. Whew. What's going on, Luis? All right. I'm slowly trying to get this down. I'm practicing on a face, so. It's hard to tell right now because the light's freaking blasting it away. But it's just kind of practice. I mean, drawing that would probably, you know, would not be an issue. Let's grab some. Try to simulate what I was kind of going for. be back. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. So kind of what I had envisioned, I don't know if you guys can see this at all. So we're going to carve down the nose. So the nose would be something like that, you know. You have to carve the sides. You guys probably can't even fucking see that. It'd be a bit upside down, but yeah, so I was essentially trying to do a mouth like that, some lips. I have like a dip right here for a shadow, or for, you know, part right there. Just gonna do some eyes. I'm not gonna go into too much detail on that, but it's gonna carve down here, do this cheekbone, face going down here. Just kind of practicing on various little features. Just gonna carve up here. I haven't actually drawn in forever, so this is like shit. Cheekbone. And eventually come in here and kind of clean up the nose a bit. Yeah, so can't really do much with those gloves on, but yeah, essentially come in, clean up the nose. That's supposed to be somewhat of a spot right here, you know. My goal was basically, I don't have the skill for it yet, but well, that's going to look suspicious. Probably should just go ahead and do that. Or at least this is kind of what I was envisioning. I haven't fucking drawn in forever, but you get the idea. It's supposed to be this like face with eyes and stuff. That was, did he turn out like that? Absolutely not. But I mean, that's what I was. But you know, I'm still a novice. I'm still very new at this, but it's mostly just me practicing various cuts, and yeah, you get the idea. Oh. All right. Yeah, it has been a while since I came on and hung out with you guys. Honestly, missed it. I do enjoy this. I don't know what you guys would think about. Like, I like getting on here. I like carving. I like learning new skills. I don't always have the time to like work on the skills outside of the show. What little bit of extra time I have is allocated to cleaning or building stronger relationships with, my family. So not too much downtime to just play around with stuff like this. So I was thinking like maybe I could play video games sometimes, trade skills. It's not necessarily what the show's about, but it is definitely not something that we have strayed away from in the past. I mean, we did an episode at the Cool Place where we played Dokapon Kingdom. It was like, I don't know, episode 4, episode 5, something like that, pretty early on. And we played Dokapon Kingdom with one of our guests and Jake. And I mean, we had an episode where we were on the game bus with Mac. Shout out Mac, love that guy. But we were on, it was literally a mobile gaming bus that had everything from Switch to Xbox, PlayStation, all that. And we played Dokapon Kingdom. We've played some other things on the show. So Jake and I have played Half Sword. We've played Just Die Already. We played Dude, Where's My Beer? So it's not out of the realm of reality to have gaming on this show. So I'm thinking that is something I might do in the future. So it won't be all gaming, but I definitely do miss gaming sometimes. So if there's a chance for me to get on and possibly play with you guys or just kind of have fun, that's kind of what this show is all about, is just having good fun time and learning. And so I don't know, but I'm bringing it up. Either way, I got in a little bit of practice today. It wasn't supposed to be, a super in-depth episode. I didn't have anything specifically to carve. I just kind of wanted to, in a sense, touch base with you guys, let you know I am still here. I still do care about this show. I still do want to carve, and the ultimate goal of this show is still going on. So, yeah. Either way, guys, I've got a little bit of beer left. Just a little bit of beer left. Hopefully you guys have been able to hear me this whole time. I've had the mic kind of far away from my face, so hopefully you guys have been able to hear me. By the way, I have a little bit of beer left, so I'm going to hang out, kind of drink this beer. I was going to do a second one, but maybe I'll save that for another episode. This is Fat Bottom Brewing. This is Daisy White IPA, and I think they're in Nashville. I might be wrong. Knoxville. Yeah, it's Nashville. So it's one of the Nashville beers that I got when I lived there. Which I still technically do have a house there. It's been so long since I've been live. It feels it feels good, but it also feels a bit odd. Because it's something it's kind of gone on the wayside, There's other aspects of my life that I'm working on that I kind of, put trade skills on the back burner. I had, 5 odd years of consistent every Monday. Jake's house burnt down and we still went live. His house was still smoking and we still went live. So that's a testament to the consistency that we had, but it wasn't necessarily needed, to be honest. So either way, I am getting ready to call it a night. It was going to be a short episode, which I've kind of cut back the timing on our show anyways. So where is my mouse? Okay. Yeah. So either way, guys, I've had a good time with you. There's people who tuned in, some people that I could see that you tuned in, some people who messaged, some people who didn't. the lurkers. Either way, I love all you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys when I see you.